Good day, students. I welcome you all to your channel Maths Guide. In today's lesson, we will be learning about surface area and volume of 3D shapes. We will explore what these terms mean, how they are calculated, and understand their real-life application. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to confidently find the surface area and volume of common 3D shapes like cubes and cuboids. Now first of all, let's talk about surface area. It is the total area of all the outer surfaces of 3D or three-dimensional shape. In other words, the surface area of 3D solid figure is the sum of areas of all of its faces. First of all, look at this figure. It is a square. To find out the area of this square, we multiply length by its length, and the area is 1 centimeter square over here. Look at this shape. It is a 3D shape. It has three dimensions, length, breadth and height. But as all the dimensions are of equal length, we can say that the three dimensions are length, length and length. So to find out the total surface area of this shape, as it has 6 faces, we will multiply this 1 centimeter by 6 or add 1 centimeter square 6 times. So the formula is 6L square. It means we will multiply area of each side of this cube by 6 to find out its total surface area. Now this is a rectangle. Again, it is a two-dimensional shape and the two dimensions are length and breadth. To find out the area of this rectangle, we multiply the length by its breadth and we get the area of this rectangle. This is a cuboid. A cuboid has all rectangular faces. So we will find the area of each face of this cuboid. So let's talk about the dimensions of this cuboid: length, breadth and height. If we multiply the length by its breadth, we will find out the area of its base and top. If we multiply base by height, we will find the area of the sides of this box. And if we multiply length by height, we will find the area of this front and back side of this cuboid. It means every time we multiply two dimensions, we have to double it or multiply by 2. So formula we generate is length into breadth multiply by 2, base into height multiply by 2, or length into height multiply by 2. This is how we can find out the surface area of this cuboid. Surface area means the outer surface or the outer 6 sides of cube and cuboid. But the volume means what is inside that total surface area. It means the volume is the amount of space a 3D shape occupies, or it is a space enclosed by the small surface. This is a cube. As you all know, it has 3 dimensions and all the dimensions are of equal measurements, so we can write it with the same letter L. So the volume is length into length into length, or simply we can write it as length with the power 3, or this power 3 is called cube. Then we have a cuboid. It has 3 dimensions, length, breadth and height, and we can find out its volume by multiplying all 3 dimensions, and whatever unit we will be having with the measurements, we will write this cube or small 3 as a power with it. Now exercise 8.3, question number 1, part 1, find volume and surface area of this shape. This is a cuboid. How we know? Yes, because it has 3 different dimensions. Length is 5 centimeter, breadth is 4 centimeter and height is 3 centimeter. Let's find out its volume with this formula. Volume is equal to length into breadth into height unit cube. When the 3 dimensions are multiplied, the units with them are also multiplying with each other. So centimeter centimeter into centimeter, it becomes centimeter cube. So let's multiply all 3 dimensions. We get 60 centimeter cube as its volume. Now let's find out its surface area. As you all know, the formula for surface area is length into breadth plus breadth into height plus length into height multiplied by 2. It means 3 sides multiplied by 2 means all 6 sides of this cuboid. Let's put the value in this formula and multiplying each bracket we get 20 cm square plus 12 cm square plus 15 cm square, and adding them we get 47 cm square, and then we will multiply it by 2 and we get 94 cm square as its surface area. Now exercise 8.3 question number 1 part 2, find volume and surface area of this shape. Yes, this is a cube and the 3 dimensions are 9 cm, 9 cm, 9 cm. For finding the volume of this cube we have to multiply each dimension 3 times and we get 729 cm cube. Now let's find out its surface area. The formula for finding surface area is we will multiply the area of each side of this cube by 6. So the area of each side of this cube is 81 cm, 9 into 9, and then we will multiply it by 6 to get 486 cm square as its surface area. This is exercise 8.3 question number 2 part 2. I haven't explained question number 1 because it was very simple. The 3 dimensions were given and you have to find out the surface area and volume. But in this question, the length and surface area we have to find out. And we have been given the breadth, height and volume. Now, we cannot find out the surface area unless and until we find the third dimension. To find out the length of this cuboid, we will use the formula of volume as the volume value of the volume is given. Now let's write out the formula of volume, length into breadth into height. We will put the value of each dimension in this formula. As the volume given is 950 cm cube, length is not given, breadth is 10 cm and height is 10 cm. Multiply these two dimensions, we get 100 cm square. And we have the volume 950 cm cube. 100 cm square is multiplying with the length on this side of equality sign. We will move this 100 cm square to another side of the equality sign and then it will divide it by 950. After division of 950 by 100, we get the length. So the length is 950 cm. Now the length is also known. Now we can easily find out the surface area of this cuboid. The surface area formula is length into breadth plus base into height plus length into height multiplied by 2. Let's put the values. After putting the values, we will multiply each bracket and we get 95 cm square, 100 cm square and 95 cm square again. Now we will add them and after adding them we get 290 cm square. Now multiply this value by 2. So the surface area is 580 cm square. Now exercise 8.3 question number 2 part 4. Part 3 was similar like part 2. So I am doing part 4 for you. Here the height of the cuboid is not given. Volume is not given, but surface area is given. So we will use the formula of surface area to find out the height. Watch this part very carefully. Writing the formula of surface area. Now we will put the given values into the formula. We have the surface area that is 500 cm square. We have been given length and breadth. We will put the values over here and we will keep h on its place because height is not given. Like this. 2 into 7 into 16 cm, 16 cm into 8 cm, then 7 cm into 8 cm. As the height is not given, that's why I have written it's the letter H instead of it. Putting the value of surface area is 500 cm square. Now multiply these two values, we get 112 cm square. Multiplying these two values, we get 16.8 cm. And multiplying these two, we get 7.8 cm. Now In the next step, we will shift this 2, which is multiplying by this bracket, towards the other side of the equality sign. Here this 2 is multiplying, so on the other side it will divide. So we will divide this area by 2 and we will get 112 centimeter square plus 16 plus 7 is 23.8 centimeter. So after dividing 500 by 2, we get 250 centimeter square. Now we have 112 centimeter square plus 23.8 centimeter on this side. 112 is adding with this value, and on the other side of equality sign it will subtract. 250 centimeter minus 112 centimeter is equal to 23.8. Let's subtract. The answer is 138 centimeter square. Here we are left with 23.8. Now 23 is multiplying by h. On the other side it will divide by 138. After division we get height 6 centimeter. As the height of this cuboid is known to us now, we can easily find out its volume. The formula for volume is length into breadth into height. Put the values of all three dimensions into it. Length 7 centimeter, breadth 16 centimeter, and height is 6 centimeter. After multiplication, we get 672 centimeter cube as a volume. Now exercise 8.3, question number 3. A container is 50 meter long, 20 meter wide, and 25 meter high. Find out the capacity of the container. Now first of all, we must understand this question. 50 meter long means length is 50 meter, width or breadth is 20 meter, height is 25 meter, and we have to find out the capacity. So the capacity of the container means the maximum amount of a substance it can hold, usually measured by volume. To find out the capacity, actually it means we have to find out the volume of this container. Now let's find out its volume, and the volume is 25,000 meter cube or cubic meter. Now question number 4 of exercise 8.3. The inside of a cubical box measures 15 centimeter on each edge. How many cubes each measuring 1 centimeter on each edge will fit inside the box? Now let's understand the question. We have a big cubical box. A cubicle means that the shape is either cube or cuboid. But here the shape is a cube. How we get to know that? Yes, we get to know that because only one dimension is given, that is 15 centimeter. It means its all edges are 15 centimeter in length. So that's why it's a cube. How many cubes each measuring 1 centimeter will fit into it? We have to take another cube of small size with each dimension measuring 1 centimeter. We have to find out how many small cubes will be required to fill this big cube. For this, we have to find out the volume of the big cube and the volume of the small cube. Then we will divide both the volume and we will get the number of small cubes required to fill this big cube. Now let's start. The length of big cube is 15 centimeter. Length of small cube is 1 centimeter. First of all, we will find the volume of big cube. So the volume of big cube is 3,375 centimeter cube. And the volume of a small cube is 1 centimeter cube, as each dimension is 1 centimeter. Now let's divide both volumes to get the number of cubes required. So we will divide the volume of a big cube with the volume of small cube, and then we will find that we need 3,375 small cubes to fill completely this big cube. Now question number 5 of exercise 8.3. Find the total surface area of the solid cube of volume 8,000 centimeter cube. Here we have a cube and only its volume is given, which is 8,000 centimeter cube, and we have to find out its total surface area. We cannot find total surface area unless and until we find out its length. So we will find its length first, then we will find the total surface area. As the volume is 8,000 centimeter cube, we cannot find out the total surface area. We have to find out its length first. So just think in your mind, what number should be multiplied by itself 3 times give us 8,000. As all the three dimensions of equal length, so we have to think about it. Yes, this is 20. When it is multiplied 3 times by itself, 2 into 2 into 2 is 8, and it means 20 into 20 into 20 is 8000. So it is clear from here that the length of each side of the cube is 20 centimeter. Now the length is known. Now we can easily find out its surface area, and the formula for the surface area of cube is 6L square. Now let's find out L square first, which is 20 into 20, and we will multiply it by 6 then to find out total surface area of all 6 sides, and we get 2400 centimeter square as total surface area of this cube. Now question number 6 of exercise 8.3. How much water can a cubical water tank contain if it is 6 meter long, 3 meter wide and 5 meter high? Here we have been given 3 dimensions and the measurements of all 3 dimensions are different. It means this cubical water tank is a cuboid. Let's write down its 3 dimensions. Length is 6 meter, breadth is 3 meter and height is 5 meter. Let's apply the formula to find out its volume. As they are saying how much water this cubical water tank contain, it means we have to find out the volume of this cuboid, and the volume of the cuboid is length into breadth into height. Putting the values into the formula, we get 90 meter cube as a volume of this cuboid. Now question number 7. A wall has to be built with length 19 meter, thickness 3.5 meter and height 9 meter. What is the volume of the wall in cubic meters? We have been given 3 dimensions, length, breadth and height, and we have to find out the volume of the wall. It is very clear in this question that it is about the volume of a cuboid. So let's write down the value of the 3 dimensions. Length is 19 meter, breadth is 3.5 meter and height is 9 meter. Applying all 3 dimensions into the formula of volume, which is length into breadth into height, and we get 19 meter into 3.5 meter into 9 meter. Here first of all we will remove the decimal point, and here we come the 10 in the denominator. Now multiplying the numerators and then dividing it by 10, a decimal come again, and this is 598.5 meter cube. This is the volume of this wall. This was the end of my video. I hope you liked it and understood it. What you have to do now, you have to learn the formula of surface area of cube and cuboid, and also the formula for finding the volume of cube and cuboid. My next video will be about identification of 2D and 3D shapes with respect to their characteristics, which is exercise 9.1 of your mathematics textbook. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also click on the bell icon for further notification of my upcoming videos.